Kuzaliwa ni bahati, lakini kifo ni haki ya kila mtu. If you die in a hospital and there is a bill that you were treated, how does the law deal with that? The villagers are saying, Umari, when are you bringing your father? Vivian, when are you bringing your sister? As we have already dug the grave. It is embarrassing. It is traumatizing. Out of it, you take your title deed. Out of it, you take a loan from a Shylock. Out of it, you take your house and leave it there. If the hospital detains a dead person, if you go to the Constitutional Court, you'll be awarded 1 million shillings. This is our wake-up call to the hospitals. Don't sell land. Don't go taking logbooks. Don't go taking title deeds. Don't be blackmailed. Because the law has now said, if a hospital detains a body, 1 million shillings will go to the family. I know very many people will now get that 1 million. It will offset the funeral expenses. Today we are dealing with what people don't want to hear. Everybody is excited for their birthdays. Nobody plans that they'll die. But what is the message from Court Helicopter? Kuzaliwa ni bahati, lakini kifo ni haki ya kila mtu. How many people have escaped death? Even Jesus died, and after 3 days, he resurrected. So the question that we are looking at, if you die in a hospital and there is a bill that you were treated, how does the law deal with that? Very many bodies are detained in mortuaries because the hospital bill has not been paid. You take a patient to hospital, you get a bill of 10 million, you pay 7 million, that person dies. And you're told you must clear the body, you must clear the bill before you go with the body. This is what Vivian got. This is in the High Court at Nairobi Milimani Law Courts, civil case number E220 of 2025. This is a decision by Justice Professor Sifuna Nixon J. on September 23rd, 2025. We will not mention the parties in honor of, and we will not mention the hospital that was involved in this matter. In paragraph 2, they are saying, at the time of the deceased's unfortunate demise, the deceased had been hospitalized at a facility for several months, in the course of which hospitalization and treatment, she had accumulated a medical bill of 3,345,784.11, which the hospital is claiming from the family. Paragraph 3, for which bill the defendants have detained and refused to release the deceased's body and continues to detain and retain it at the hospital's mortuary. The mortuary charges for the preservation of the said body is Kenya shillings 2,000 shillings per day, and which continued stay of the body at the said mortuary continues to accumulate. So this is the facts of this matter. A patient went to court, to hospital, was treated with a bill of over 3 million shillings. After death, the hospital kept the body in their own mortuary and instructed that the body cannot leave until the family clears the 3 million plus. Every day, the mortuary fee was 2,000 shillings per day. This is the question that went to court. What did the judge say? The judge, in this matter, analyzed, and in paragraph 7, the judge starts by saying, there is in Kenya no law providing for hospitals' right of lien over patients or over their remains should they die while hospitalized or while undergoing treatment. Lien is a term in law which says if, for example, an advocate has represented you and you failed to pay the loan, he or she will retain the file until you pay the fees. 2, if it is a property, it can be retained. For example, you take your car to be repaired and it is done, but you don't pay the mechanic. The mechanic will retain that car until you pay. That is lien. Or you take your trouser to be repaired or your blouse until you pay the laundry lady or the fundi will retain. That is lien. So the judge is saying this is an informal action that has become a habit and gained so much ground that it is almost becoming a practice despite its lack of legal backing. The judge is saying every hospital nowadays has 20, 30 bodies kept until the owners of that body pay the bill. It has become a practice. It is rampant. It is all over. It is also a practice that is oppressive, unconscionable, and repugnant to justice and morality. And despite superior courts having held that there is no property in a dead body, there being no property in a dead body, I hold that correspondingly there cannot be a right of lien on it, because there is no property on a dead body. Therefore, you cannot keep it. The judge proceeds and says, after a person has died, his or her body remains should be dealt with in accordance with the provisions of the Public Health Act, Cap 242, Laws of Kenya, and the protocols thereunder, one of which is that the body should be disposed. Once a body has died, somebody has died, the body should be disposed. 9, the judge says, socially, the detention of bodies by mortuaries and hospitals for debt claims traumatizes the bereaved families and respects the departed. It has in many instances been deployed or employed to blackmail, embarrass, traumatize, and coerce bereaved families into submitting to the monetary demands by the hospital. The judge is saying, sometimes you've lost your person. The villagers are saying, Umari, when are you bringing your father? Vivian, when are you bringing your sister? As we have already dug the grave. It is embarrassing. It is traumatizing. Out of it, you take your title deed. Out of it, you take a loan from a Shylock. Out of it, you take your house and leave it there. That's what the judge is saying. It is a bereavement. You've already lost a loved one. You've already paid some bills. Now you are told, pay this one. 10. The judge says, I hold that debts related to treatment and mortuary charges are recoverable as civil debts and should be pursued as such through demand and litigation if need be. In the premise, this court finds that the detention and continued detention of the remains of the late is wrongful and without any legal or lawful justification. Apart from the mortuary charges, the part of the bill related to the treatment and medication and which the plaintiff have not contested should be pursued through civil means as ordinary debts and through the lawful methods of debt collection. The killer punch is in order number D, which Vivian has been telling me, Do we tell the public or do we keep quiet? Then but we said, we as court helicopter, we tell it as it is. D, the court awards the petitioner, that is the widow, general damages in the sum of Kenya shillings 1 million for the violation of Article 225A and Article 28. E, the first respondent, that is the hospital, remains at liberty to pursue any outstanding medical fees through lawful civil recovery mechanisms, including but not limited to filing a civil claim or injunction or initiating citation proceedings once letters of administration are taken out, signed, dated, and delivered virtually at Nairobi this 18th day of June 2026. Judge Patricia Nyaundi J. What are the serious implications on this episode? If the hospital detains a dead person, if you go to the Constitutional Court, you'll be awarded 1 million shillings. Most hospitals, you better watch court helicopter. Most mortuaries, you better watch court helicopter. And most families, that is why we always bring it to you the way it is. In this matter, the widow was awarded 1 million shillings. Again, the hospital should pay her 1 million shillings for ordering the body not to be released. This is a landmark decision. The first decision, we found out that the court ordered the body to be released and with conditions that they pay the mortuary fees. That was a decision by Professor Sifuna dated 23rd day of September 2025. The law has now changed. The latest law that came out in June this year, dated, that is 18th of June. Now, the hospitals are required to pay damages for going against the violations of the Constitution. This is our wake-up call to the hospitals. This is also our role as court helicopter to teach you, don't sell land. Don't go taking logbooks. Don't go taking title deeds. Don't be blackmailed. Because the law has now said, if a hospital detains a body, 1 million shillings will go to the family. I know very many people will now get that 1 million. It will offset the funeral expenses. Wakili Dan Sanwari, always bringing it to you as it is.